Guys, welcome back. Happy Saturday morning to you all. Now, what a week! Like, what a week that was. I knew there was news coming. How did I not see NFP this Friday? I'm not even joking. My mate had to. He reminded me yesterday. He texted me. He said, "Remember, you got PMI and NFP today." And I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, you're right." So, yeah, I completely missed that when I checked Forex Factory last weekend. Now that's a rookie mistake that, but happy days. So very interesting week. I mean, we got some hell of a moves last last week. We had like Euro USD fall out the sky. Now it's retraced like half the move. We had gold drop out the sky, and now it's retraced half the move. Re-entries on British pound Swiss franc. I'm now in British pound Swiss franc buys because I waited for the re-entries, which have played out. So all in all, a banging week to be honest with you. And what I'll do, we'll get into it, and yeah, we'll just talk about the price action really, and yeah, like I'm pretty chuffed with gold because genuinely we're gonna get 3,500. I've been saying it. I've said it in every single video for the last week, 2 weeks, and we are going to get to 3,500. We've just had a big pullback on the daily time frame. We've hit this demand down here. We could have got a bit lower, but this area was pretty key to be honest. And what I mean by this area was pretty key was it was make or break. It was make or break basically. If we had a reaction off of it, then the direction of gold is still to the upside. And that has been my bias for, well, as you all know, quite a while. And we're going to surpass 3,500. So that being said, I'm glad that this demand worked, and I have taken buy entries around this area down around here. But by the way, my stop loss is up break even now. So just gonna let this go now. But I was pretty chuffed to be honest with last week. I had to be patient. I had to wait for all of this because I was tempted to get in buys around here, but I didn't trust it because we were clearing this structure. So I knew that we were going to continue going down until we've hit solid demand, and we hit solid demand. And we've created new demand as well here now, essentially. That's the new demand that's been created on the 4 hour. Very strong as well. Obviously, that was NFP, guys. Don't need to tell you that, but yeah, this big candle here yesterday, that's NFP. And price is just continuing, to be honest. I mean, we've broken the downtrend structure now, similar to what I'm explaining by that is we got the 4 hourly uptrend here, haven't we? Which we had a magical trend line on before. So that we got a 4 hourly uptrend. We peaked. We come down. We come down in structure, creating lower highs, lower lows, etc., etc. But we've now broken this uptrending low to the downside. So that means essentially now, that basically means hypothetically speaking, this uptrend is now invalid, basically. And that's the long and short of it. So we broke the low and we continued to go lower. So now on the flip side of it, we're now continuing to go higher. We've broken that high, we've broken that high, we've broken that high. Looking like we're going to probably break this high. Bearing in mind, this is all supply as well. This is supply, that's tap, this supply, and then that's new supply, which is coming into. So where gold is coming into, we could have a bit of a reaction, potentially. We could have a bit of a minor pullback throughout Asian session, and then a continue. Something similar to this. Or we could just keep going up, because remember what I said? I said before that it will be a lot of power to push this up with gold. It will be a lot of power. And I did say that there was weakness in the US dollar coming. It just all tied up. It all tied up with what's going on with Jerome Powell. It all tied up for the dollar to get weaker. It had gaps to fill, so it's done that. And this is now the longer term play with gold. We were in no man's land, but this was the one that was going to be the direction to see where we want to see gold going, and that is to the upside to 3,500. I'm going to still say it. We will get there for sure. So interesting, really interesting. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it last week. Yeah, really did enjoy it. So more trade ideas on the horizon, which I'll do a video on tomorrow. They'll probably play out next week. So we could have a few little trades running here. Some nice good ones going. British pound, Swiss franc. That's going to be a real nice one. Yeah, that's a good trade. And we'll just quickly just finish off here with gold a minute. Sorry. This is that we've engulfed all of this, but on the weekly, I did check the weekly. I want to say like Thursday dinner time ish, maybe late morning, and this weekly candle here, how this was looking Thursday, it was down here. It was down here. When it hit that demand zone, that's when the weekly was around this area. And I was thinking, well, yeah, this could just keep going now. But what a turn of events. If the demand that I took the price at, that I took the trade at, if we didn't get such a strong rejection off of this demand, then I wouldn't have hung around in this, to be honest. I would have probably put my stop loss to break even as soon as I went into profit, to be honest with you, because it was all about this. The reason I got into the trade was all about the price action on this demand level. When gold knows where it wants to go, it knows where it wants to go. There's that little gap there I can see. Just don't know. Yes. So that changes things. Look at this. That changes things a lot. There's a gap there on gold. That does change things. That's a hell of a pullback. That is a hell of a pullback. When it will fill that gap, who knows? I know gold has still got gaps on the chart from, well, I remember at the start of this year, I was looking at shorting gold from like the all-time highs at like the start of this year, so probably around this sort of area. Was it this area? Well, probably was around these areas. And I was looking at a target, and the target was a gap down. Where was this gap? Yeah, it was here. Was it that one? This one and this one, perhaps? I think it was. Yeah, so, excuse me. Yeah, I was targeting these gaps, basically, and they never got filled. So, yeah, I'm glad I've spotted that, because that could be a good decision maker for the trade. Like, I'll be more than happy to pull my profit out now, to be quite honest with you. But we'll see how it opens up Sunday. We'll see what happens over the weekend. We'll see how this opens up Sunday. Hopefully, we don't get a ridiculous gap down. Can't really see that, to be honest. But there you go. You got another re-entry for gold, essentially, there. If it does come down, if price decides to turn around this area that we're at the moment, price does decide to turn around this sort of area, you'll probably get a real quick, fast move down around here for another re-entry. Again, be the second touch of this demand, you're going to break this demand. I said it was strong, but this is going to be broken for the reason of it's got a gap it needs to be filled. When this gap's going to get filled, guys, who generally knows? It's one of them. Who knows when this gap's going to get filled? All we got to do is just keep an eye on it and just monitor it, to be honest with you. And that's exactly what I'll be doing. But yeah, see how it opens up on Sunday evening, going into Monday, and I'll make a decision on what I'm going to do. It would be nice to just keep pumping, you know. But that's big. I'm surprised it's not filled it already. I'm surprised this pullback didn't fill this gap, to be honest. Like, it looked like it wanted to. So, but yeah, that's something that we need to consider now. That's going to be important. Right, let's go on to British pound Swiss franc because I got triggered on this one. I'm in this now, this buy. And this is all marked from the other day when I said the video. When I done the video a couple of days ago, I said to everyone, don't get too carried away with these buys. And the scenario I said to people was, yeah, people are buying, they're buying at this level, they're buying at this level, they're buying at this level, they're buying at this level. They're buying around there because they feel like the gap's been filled, but it hasn't. Well, now it has. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. My entries here. Like, that is my entries. I just waited for price to come all the way back down. Set buy limit orders, and just left it. So yeah, what I was saying is people are taking buys. So you're essentially people that took buys up around these sort of areas. You're in this much drawdown now. In this area here, you're taking some heat now. Don't get me wrong, this could still drop a little bit. This could still drop a little bit. It is what it is if it does. It's just price doing what price does. But we are still in nice demand. So that is a good thing. But yeah, I do like this trade for multiple reasons. I'm sure if I check the British pound's probably in demand as well. You like to think so anyway, but I will check. And yeah, I was quite chuffed with it, to be honest. Quite a good little trade. And in terms of targets for this trade, as a minimum 1-to-1 as always. 1-to-1. See how price reacts around the 1-to-1 mark. So you probably clear these highs, get a move up to here, might have some traffic, but I'm in this for the long term, to be honest with you. Probably longer than that. I've looked at both pound and Swiss franc charts, and I am in this for the long term, without a doubt. It's similar to the US dollar Swiss franc. The old girl struggles to get out of second gear, gets into third gear, but when it trends nice and steady. So, and what I'm saying is when we basically do eventually clear these highs, you'll probably have a good clean move up, mirroring these moves here, these candles. Nice and clean going up. So that's something to consider. The weekly. Yeah. And similar scenario. So I say you break these highs, you get a clean move up. The same scenario I'm looking here with the price action. You break these highs, you get a clean move up. Because that's clean. So this has got a lot of potential behind it, guys. Positive swaps on it as well, so you make money on the swaps on the daily turnover. So that's pretty cool. Hold this for a couple of weeks, 2 months. Yeah, man. My plan with this and my plan with gold, I really wanted to hold gold till Christmas. To be honest, I did want to hold gold till Christmas. This I'd like to hold till Christmas. But seeing that gap on gold is sort of messed up my plan, really. Well, it has, but it hasn't, because I'd be more than happy to take profit out now and then just wait for it to come back and fill the gap. But no, my luck, I take the profit out, and then it'll just continue going up to 3,500, and then it would come down and get the gap. So it's a bit of a catch-22, but it's trading, and that is part and parcel of it. That's the decisions you need to be making. You know, like I do, the way I make my decisions is I look at realistic targets basically, and then I just see how price reacts around the targets. If we get horrible rejections off of it, then I know that that's the target, and it's probably current price is not powerful enough to price through to punch through this either demand or supply. So you'll probably get a retracement. So that would be my target, and I would take profit out at that point, and that's pretty much it. That's how I roll. There's loads of ways you can do it. Targeting supply and demand, lower time frame supply and demand is a good one. That is a good one for targets. So yeah, and that and again, like there is no science behind it. All you are is analysing supply and demand. Simply that. And I've gone through analogies about supply and demand and how vital it is to things it really is important. So it will be nice. I hope we do get a nice turnaround here now, to be honest. I hope we do get a nice turnaround here. We do have a very, very big, that's COVID though, isn't it? Back end of COVID or Ukraine war, one of the two. That's a hell of a flipping move down there. Can we go back down there again? Hopefully not. What would be nice is we just get the continuation now to the upside. I mean, it's a bit choppy around these sort of price levels. This is real choppy stuff. So this is where the time will take to break. We could get up around these price areas and price will proper reject off perhaps and dwindle down a little bit for a pullback to continue going. Yeah, don't think this is going to be going anywhere anytime fast, guys, to be honest. This is going to be a nice steady trade, and that's absolutely fine. So let's have a little look at the Euro USD. Oh, we're on the weekly here, aren't we? Euro USD. So we've reacted real nice off of demand, daily demand. It was untouched. Now it's been touched. So we've gone over 50% of this daily demand now, give or take. So with that being said, we've gone over 50% of this demand. With that being said, when we next do come into this demand now, you just want to be mindful of that. We've grabbed 50% of the orders in this area already. Realistically, how many more orders are in there? Do you know what I mean? You just got to think about it a little bit. And that's the way I look at it, to be honest. So I would probably say that this demand will likely be broken next time. Reacted nicely. I spoke about gold probably a week or so ago, and I mentioned in the trade when I took the original buy that it was a continuation of the downtrend. I took the original buy, didn't I? Because we had a nice reaction off of that 4-hourly demand. And the reaction we've had on gold again is nice, but this is also another scenario, another good scenario. Like, that's a very good reaction out of this demand. That's clean, strong, powerful. So that is what we like to see, for sure. It's always a good sign when we look at stuff like this, because it means that the demand worked. There was orders in there. They've been filled. They've now pulled away to the price that you want to. Where the institutions and the hedge funds want to take price before they take profit, who knows? These boys are pumping in 500 million and the rest. Do you know what I mean? 500 million, probably on one trade. Like, they're making a lot of money. So they don't need to push price hardly anywhere. Not really. The only reason they push price to the extremes that the price gets pushed to is basically they just want to get bargain prices. They want to get bargain prices. Why would you want to buy, $100,000 dollars worth of crude oil at $72 a barrel, when if you wait and you could get it down to $62 a barrel. Cheaper price, more product. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that is how this is work. That's just how this works. It is how this works. So yeah, quite a that was a bit of an educational 2 minutes there for you, but that is basically how it works. That is it. Like, it's simple, guys. Pete, don't overcomplicate with smart money concepts or ICT rubbish. Like, it's just noise. It is noise, and it's just take no notice of it. It's just people selling you a course. That's all it is. So the Euro USD, it's gonna be all down to next week. I mean, NFP and PMI has impacted the whole market, so there could be some interesting comebacks from that. I mean, you can't beat the data, I suppose. I mean, what the Federal Reserve, what Jerome Powell announced yesterday is obviously the data. Weakness in the dollar, essentially, because of all sorts going on over there. So, yes, there is gaps here, there, and everywhere. But when price gets going with power behind it, price does get going. And it does take a bit of stopping. So it's like, yeah, I mean, the 25% tariffs that Donald Trump done on India last week didn't help the dollar situation either, which everyone knew it wouldn't. But something's probably could be in the pipeline again now to make the market turn around to fill the gaps before it continues to go up. So that's something to consider as well. So yeah, keep your eyes and ears peeled, basically. But all in all, pretty chuffed with what happened last week. Pretty chuffed with it. Again, how I missed NFP yesterday. My mate had to remind me. I don't know. I won't be doing that again. Trust me. I knew it was sort of coming in. It was on the horizon. And I was sort of bracing for it. Like, I went sensible on the trade. So it would have affected me, but probably would have just took me out a lot sooner. So, but it was quite cool because price had already gone. I was already up in quite a bit of profit anyway before NFP was announced. So NFP just excelled it, which is pretty cool. So that being said, I am actually just want to look at the British pound a minute. Right. So, okay, nearly broke this demand. So this demand on the British pound is now probably done and dusted. That's very indecisive. We've nearly broken it. What I said earlier on about the Euro USD, that candle come halfway into the demand. Same sort of scenario here with the pound. So we could go a bit low on the British pound Swiss franc, potentially, because we break this demand, we're going to be going down here. So that's something that we need to definitely consider. So whether we get a bit of a retracement on the other trade and pullback, it is what it is. I'll go through everything tomorrow properly anyway. Today, this one was just really an update of the trades I took and that I'm in, and yeah, just what a week it was. So it was a pretty good week. We had loads and loads of good moves. I just, like, at the start of the week, the Euro USD just fell out of the sky completely and absolutely stung so many people. And now it's found, good demand and turn around and be like, there you go, you can have all your money back now. Well, it's too late now, mate, isn't it? You've already stung everybody. I weren't in Euro USD sales, by the way, or buys. I haven't traded that for about 3 weeks, 3 weeks now, I don't think. I just didn't feel comfortable with any of the entries. I was waiting for gold. Gold was the one I was waiting for, and the British pound, Swiss franc. Yeah, they were the two that I was waiting for. Now, yeah, I got another one on the horizon, cocoa as well. That's not far away, but we'll go for it all. Cool. Right. I'll catch you later. Cheers.